Welcome everyone back to the European Journeyman. Since you last left us, we have done quite a few games. We've gotten our second league season quite underway. We've done some transfers, so we'll take a look at the results so far. So we've been doing well. We've not lost yet. We still remain unbeaten 9 games in. This has put us top of the table, 6 wins, 3 draws, 0 losses, a goal difference of 12. We are doing very, very well. We have the top scorer in the league. We've got the most assists in the league. Not the most clean sheets, but you know, we're winning most games. We are outscoring the opposition. We have yet to actually keep a clean sheet since the start of the season. But today's episode, we have a home fixture against Triglav in the league, and then we are away to Gorica in the Slovenian Cup. First round, we did beat those recently 3-1 in the league, so hopefully we'll be able to progress in the Cup. Obviously, the majority of our focus is the league, but the Cup would be nice to see as well. You don't really get much money for the Cup. It's really only if you get to the final, and even then there's not a ton of money in it, but there is a chance of getting Europa League. I would expect that is probably outside of our remit anyway, being a second tier side, but it'll be good to progress at least to see just how far we can go. Obviously, there isn't actually that many games in the league, so we are about a third of the way through the season already because there's only 30 games in it. So we will do these 2 games today, which will put us exactly 30 games. Exactly a third of the way through the season. Transfer wise, so where did we leave off on the 4th of August? So we'll check since then what business we've done. We have brought a few in. We've also, as you can see, let quite a few go. You probably don't know most of these players anyway, but yeah, a number of young players, players who were just rotation, sitting on the bench, those have all gone. Our centre-back, you probably do know, or were at least aware of, Brisky. He's gone to Italy for £17,000, so a little bit of money there. Just as an aside, financially the club are okay. We do just about okay. There's quite a bit of money in sponsorship. There's no debt, so even if we were to go into a negative amount, probably just that money alone would probably recoup it. I would imagine, based on the very decent wage budget that we've got, we probably will go into a negative. But obviously we are limited a little bit by the play-in squad rules rather than the wage budget at the minute. We are obviously still looking to bring in some more players, but we'll take a look at the players we have brought in and we'll see how they've been doing so far. So first up is Filip Tomaskovic. He is a Croatian 24-year-old right back. He's on a £350 a week deal till 2026. He looks very good. He's actually a first division level player, so that's a very good signing from us. Next up is Amir Dervizovic. He is Slovenian. He's a midfielder. He's just in as a rotation on a measly £275 a week deal till the end of the season. We then have Denis Seravec. He is a 33-year-old Croatian centre-back. Not the quickest, but he's quite good. He's got good height, good jump and reach. He's on a £575 a week deal till the end of the season as well. We then have Kevin Zizek. He is a Slovenian striker, 26-year-old, £750 a week. He's on a 2-year deal. And then we have the most recent addition, Andrea Moretti, 22-year-old Italian centre-back. He looks very good. Not had a very good start, but he's still getting match fitness. He's still finding his way into the side. He's on an £850 a week deal till the end of the season, but we do have an optional extension on him. He is currently a decent first division player, so he is still much better than what a second division player would be. So all of that means that we are about £2,000 under our wage budget. Like I say, we can still bring in a number of players, but we do have to obviously make sure we always have 2 under-21 Slovenian players and 10 Slovenian homegrown players in the actual squad. So we are a little bit maxed out at the minute. We are still looking to move a couple players on. Todorov, who had a very decent start, two goals and an assist in 4, but he's just kind of lost his place to other players. So we probably move him on if we can get some money for him. He's still quite a decent player, but if we can get some money for him for a player who's not homegrown, then we'll probably take it. And then the other homegrown players are just not very good, so we're just trying to move those on as well. Bandera is just injured, so that's why he's out. So at the minute we have gone for a little bit of a change of system as well. We've gone for the 4-2-4. Reason being, we've got quite a few decent strikers. The number 10s weren't really doing much, so I don't know if we've always been playing this, I can't remember, but we are going with the 4-2-4 now, and the usual under 21s we've got at the minute is Valletta and Pavlovic. So this is going to be our squad for the first game of the episode. Apologies if I look a little bit ropey today. I haven't been feeling too well these last couple of days, but I still wanted to try and get a video out for you good people. The actual first episode just dropped today, so the response so far has been really good. So really happy to see that. I'm really thankful for everyone who's been watching the series so far. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you continue to enjoy it. But this is our game for our league fixture. In goal, we've got Sergi Kurcija, a back four of Tomaskovic, Serovek, Moretti, and Jens Bus. We then have Dosis and Dervizovic in midfield. Obviously, Bandera would usually be playing, but he is currently injured, and he is going to be out injured for about another month-ish. We then have Valletta on the right, who's again been out injured, so he comes back in, and Piero, our top scorer, on the left. And then we've got Jakupovic and Pavlovic. I don't know if you know, I feel like we did sign, yeah, we definitely signed Jakupovic when you were here. Pavlovic is actually doing quite well as well, so he's another under 21. So we are, we have been playing the likes of Rupnik and Furlan as well when some of these boys have been injured. So it's been a mix, but this is the team we're going for as well. Moretti's still trying to find fitness. Like I say, he's not had a great start, but I have faith in him to turn good. So this is the team that we're going with for this game. I don't know if the registration's still the same in the cup. If it's not, then we might be able to make some changes, bring some other players in. But if not, then I guess we'll just see where we go. But we have been off to quite a good start in the league. Obviously, we need to keep that going. If we can keep the undefeated stuff going for as long as possible, that's really what's important to me. Drawing the odd game here and there, that's quite all right. If we were to just repeat, well, that's not the start you want, is it? Triglav have gone 1-0 up inside 4 minutes. What I was going to say was if we can repeat the first third of the season, for the other 2/3 of the season, I think we will probably win the league, which is the goal. It's got to be the goal now. I mean, we've had a good start, so that's got to be what we're after. But we are a goal down here, so we really need to get back in this if we want to get back in it quickly. If we are looking to win this game, and that was a very, very good chance. It was a good effort by Pajaro. It was a good ball in, but Pavlovic really should have buried that there. It was a very, very easy chance, and unfortunately, he has put it wide. But there is a number of players still trying to find fitness. Obviously, Triglav are one of the better sides in the league. As you can see, they are up in second now by winning this game currently. And we are still 3 points clear of those. But we don't want to lose games. We obviously, if we can get back in this, that would be ideal. Jakupovic is looking a little bit tired. Zizek has been okay since he's played. Looks like Jakupovic actually picked up a bit of a knock, but he's definitely not someone I would look to as a guaranteed goal scorer. But not a great start from us. I mean, I think we've probably been the better side, but just not really creating much. So we'll get a bit shouty at the players, and hopefully that'll give them a little bit of a kick up the bum to get going. But it is a Triglav throw in their own half, though. So if we can counter this, maybe not, because they're playing it forward. And they're doing quite well, and they are making us look a little bit poor. Our right back, Tomaskovic, really needs to cover himself in a bit more glory there. And this is a little bit poor from us in midfield. We are just letting them come through, and they have scored. But I think it is, the linesman's got his flag up. So thankfully, it is offside. I think I will make a sub now, though. Actually, it looks like we've got another highlight, so I'll wait till this is done first. But I will make a couple subs if nothing comes of this highlight. But it looks like it could be potentially another Triglav highlight. But Tomaskovic has done really well to just get in front of his man. Plays it through to Jakupovic, who played through Pavlovic, who does score. And I thought he might have just been offside, but he wasn't. He was onside, and that does make it Sezana 1, Triglav 1. We have levelled the scores up, and we are now back undefeated as it stands, because at the minute, at that point, we were going to lose our undefeated streak like the Undertaker. We have rescued it. Dervizovic whips it in. Valletta tries to get there as a looping header, but just didn't loop back down, unfortunately. I think the one thing I did notice is you have to start the game with the two under 21 players, but you can just substitute them off straight away. So in theory, you don't actually need to play them, which is pretty crazy. Like I say, Zizek has scored a couple goals. He's got 2 in 4. So, but Pavlovic has scored, and he is getting up to fitness. So I do want to give him game time, but we will bring Zizek on just because Pavlovic looks slightly tired, and I do think, well, he's actually not really tired at all, is he? But I just think we need to try and go for the winner, and I feel like Zizek has probably had a better goal to game ratio at the minute. But we are doing well to draw this game. I think a draw would be okay. Pizarro has picked up... Oh, no, it wasn't Pizarro. I thought Pizarro... Well, he seems like he had picked up a knock, but Jakupovic has also gotten injured, which does pose a little bit of a dilemma because we don't really have another striker. I guess we'll put Pizarro up top, if we can do that. And then we'll bring Selishkar on. Selishkar, not a player you've probably seen a lot of. I haven't really played him that much. Just the 3 games, he's not been that good. But I wish I hadn't made that Zizek in substitution now, because it would have been good to bring him on. And it looks like Jakubovic might be out for a little while, because that looked like a bad one. But Jalunas whips it in. Jens Bus gets there, and he has not been great. And Jalunas has been a good player on the right-hand side. Doesn't look amazing in the game, but he's been quite good. And Jens Bus gets his first of the season to make it 2-1. And now Jalunas is stood over a free kick in a very, very, very good area. If he could get this on target, there is a good chance it could go in. He does just about get it on target. Pajaro, with the follow-up, puts it wide, but unfortunately the post denied it the first time, and just wide on the follow-up. We will make a couple changes late on. We'll bring Rupnik on for Tomaskovic, who's been very good. We will bring Bafunta on, who has lost his place a little bit, and we'll bring Compare on as well for Doses. Oh, I guess we won't, because we're out of subs. Whatever, we'll make the other changes. But we are currently winning the game, which gives us a very nice 6-point gap, which is going to be really, really good to give us that just that confidence that we can go and win the league. But it's not over yet. There is quite a bit of added time. Bafunta plays it to Rupnik, the substitutes, linking up there into the Doses in midfield, who plays through Pajaro, tries to play through Zizek, but he just loses out on the ball. But Seliskar does really well to win it back, and we could potentially catch them out here. Seliskar, can he play the ball forward? He tries to go round his man, can't get round, but does eventually play the ball, and Dervizovic gets his first goal for the club. It is 3-1, and that is the 3 points wrapped up very nicely. And another win for us, and this is why I think we'll try and get through this season quite quickly, because we do seem to be pretty much running away with it. Just a third of the way into the season, with 6 points clear, with a huge goal difference over everyone else. I feel like we have put together quite a good squad quite quickly. Jakubovic is only going to miss a couple of days, so really not bad. He'll probably be back for the cup game, which is when we will be back. So I'll see you back for that cup game. So for our second game of the episode, we are away to Gorica in the Slovenian Cup. So the rules are a little bit different. Under 17 players are just not allowed to play for whatever reason in the Cup. And you can have 3 non-EU players in just the squad, I guess, rather than the team. We've only got the 1 non-EU, so we're really good. So we can play anyone today, but we will stick with... Actually, we won't. We'll put Jalunas on, and... yeah, we'll leave that. So this is the team we're going with. We've got the same back four, plus the goalkeeper and midfield. Jalunas comes in on the right, and then Zizek comes in for Jakubovic, who's still obviously recovering a little bit from his injury. Pajaro's a little bit tired, so if we do go up early in this game, we'll probably take him off at the half. But it's a chance to see Zizek from the start. I don't think he started many games at all. He might not have started any games, actually. This might be his first start, so it'd be good to see what he can do. Obviously, we saw what Jalunas could do off the bench, so be good definitely to get him back involved. But like I say, we'd like to do, I mean, if we're doing well in this league, we're obviously quite a good side. We probably are a first division level side if we're top of the league already. Just 10 games in, if we're 6 points clear already. So it would be good to see how far we could go, but we do need to make sure we get past this game first. And we have once again gone behind early, this time to Gorica, which is a little bit disappointing. So we are once again chasing the game, and we had to do this last time. We did manage to do it last time and win 3-1. But we do look a little bit sloppy at the back. We don't seem to be able to make a save as well, which is worrying. Kersija not really hold himself in too much glory, because that looked like it was straight at him. So it's quite disappointing from what I think is quite a good back line, based on how the players look to the level that we're playing against. So it is a little bit worrying, but we did take a little bit of time to get into the other game, so perhaps it could be the same. Like I said, we did beat them 3-1 in the league quite recently, so you would expect us to win the game, especially in the good form that we've been on, as Serovec just aimlessly launches it forward. Moretti tries to get through in front of his man, but he's been beaten again, and this time their effort hits the crossbar and goes out. But we do look a little bit poor. I'm still waiting to see the best of Moretti. He hasn't really impressed all that much. He is someone we are paying a fair whack to for the level we're at. He's probably on about nearly 10% of our wage budget, so he really does need to impress, but he hasn't so far. But again, we are being a little bit patient, knowing that he is, without match fitness. Jalunas does really well to get in. Thought he could have played the ball across, but goes himself. Unfortunately, it is saved from the goalkeeper. Remains 1-0 to Gorica. Pajaro with the corner, whips it in. I thought Serovec had got there, but not to be. And Gorica will play the ball out. I'm surprised the highlight's still going on, but it could be even a Gorica highlight because they are the ones coming forward, and we haven't won it back yet. Tomaskovic, well, actually, Zalunas was the one defending there, but it looks like Gorica are going to be the one with the highlight because they have gone down, and they've played it across, and it's 2-0. Oh, we've not turned up today. We could be exiting the cup early, which would not be good because obviously we want to go far in the cup because it seems it's a little bit it's fun. It's fun to go far in the cups. It's more money, obviously. The more games we play, we'll get to bring more attendances and what have you. But it's not been a good start. It's definitely not been a good start. And I don't really know what we should be doing different. I mean, we can't really bring anyone on. So Pajaro is going to have to stay on. I was looking to hopefully take him off and give him a rest, but we're 2 goals down. We need him because he's our top goal scorer, and it is Pajaro. And we probably need to get one in early. I mean, that was a very poor pass. I don't know who it was meant for, but Doses has picked it up. Now it's back with Doses, back with Tomaskovic, whipped into Pajaro, but the Gorica goalkeeper, who doesn't look that tall in the match engine, does come out and claim it. But yeah, we've not really been at it today, have we? We've looked very, very poor. So hopefully this second half we can get an early goal, get ourselves back in it, and it looks like we are going to go for that. Jalunas whips it into Zizek, who does put it in the back of the net, but I've just seen the linesman. Yeah, he has ruled it offside, and that is very disappointing because it looked like a very good finish. It's so hard. The goalkeeper just couldn't keep it out. And they have gone for this awful back seven, it looks like, basically. So they are very much going to just... they are just going to weed us out, basically. We will make a change. We'll bring Jakupovic on, swap those two around. Moretti's picked up a knock, so we'll bring Bufunta on. He's not been great again. Pajaro's just so tired. We'll bring Seliskar on. Can't really bring him off, so he's going to have to stay on. It's not looking good. It is not looking good. We are probably bringing on weaker players, to be totally honest, but we just need some players with some fitness, and we definitely don't want to be getting injuries as well. So Jalunas picks it up, plays it to Zizek, who's on the turn. This time he's onside, I think. Oh my god, he's off again! I thought for sure he was onside that time. Oh, he was off again. That's a second offside goal. Second goal ruled offside for Zizek. I mean, he's scored some great goals, but they've all been offside. Unfortunately, if he'd have just stayed on, we'd be level now. But we are knocking on the door. If we can get one, I would fancy us to get back in this. Jalunas tries to play it up to Jakupovic, who unfortunately can't get there. Tomaskovic playing it forward, and we are at least getting highlights, which is the important thing. We need to see a lot from Seliskar because he's got a very good player in front of him, and I mean that is extremely, extremely poor, and that's a good reason as to why he's not playing. Dosis now trying to come forward. The main thing we need to do is stay on side. Tomaskovic into Dosis, and it's fell all the way to Zizek, who just has a wild effort. I think he could have just took a touch inside there. And it does remain 2-0 to Gorica, and we need a goal quickly because we've got 2 to make up. And Dosis on the edge tries an effort on goal. Unfortunately, it is not at goal, and it again is 2-0 still to Gorica. Really, we should have scored, I think, with the amount of chances we've had. It's really disappointing that we're not putting any of these into the back of the net. And with 10 minutes to go, 2 goals down, we are not looking good for it. We've actually been the better side if you look at the XG. But unfortunately, we've just not had our shooting boots on today. And when we have, we've just been offside. So it really doesn't help it. Potentially a little bit tired coming into the game as well. Though we did rest the players from training. But ultimately, we have gone out of the league. Perhaps a blessing in disguise because we can totally focus on the 20 remaining league games. But it is disappointing. Obviously, there is probably a bit of money there that we've lost out on. I think it would have been fun to obviously go on a cup run as well. But unfortunately, we are out, and that does show, especially with an injury to Moretti, that we are very much, we can be beaten. So, a disappointment, our first loss of the season. Still unbeaten in the league, but our first loss in the competitive season just handed to us there by Gorica. So that is going to do it for this episode. We are going to play a little bit further on. I think we will come back. Let's do the first 2 games of February. That way we can play all the way through to the new year. do probably some January transfer window stuff, and then recap that and have a couple games in February. Like I say, we want to try and get through a fair whack of the season. So we'll come back for February, some January transfer stuff potentially, and then obviously the rest of these games we'll recap on as well, and we'll see. We'll probably be about maybe 2/3 of the way through the season there. 4, 7, 10, yeah, 12-ish games left. We'll be about 2/3. Yeah, so we'll be finished on about 2/3 of the way. So that will be a good place to come back, I think. So we'll come back for Dob, whoever they are, and NAFTA for our next episode. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the European Journeyman, and I'll see you all for more very soon.